loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
The Activision Blizzard deal is officially blocked. It's done. Microsoft is not buying Call of Duty.
It's anti-consumer. You're cheering for green, you're cheering for Game Pass. You're holding the line.
We will hold the line!
You shouldn't be holding the line. You should be demanding better. There's a
Difference.
Stop holding the line and start drawing some.
You ever stop and think, wow, I'm married to that guy?
Nah, I just repress it.
Is that healthy?
What's the worst that could happen?
Obviously, I heard
Bias.
in her
Voice.
in her
Tone.
in her
Mannerisms.
I heard
Lots of bias.
in the benefit of Microsoft. I knew that wasn't gonna go through.
I knew it.
I was like, this judge is not gonna grant that injunction.
Yeah, I see the people you're mentioning that are going to be featuring that tweet in their upcoming SALT videos or whatever. If you know why I'm going to end up deleting my Twitter,
No joke, though.
the reason I'm going to end up deleting it, though, is the fact that I know there are people who are so devoid of any original thoughts. They actually go to my... They follow me on Twitter and wait for me to tweet so they can use it as content in their videos.
But it's fun!
You guys are more worried about this only because you think it hurts PlayStation gamers.
I know. Isn't it beautiful?
Not that it's giving you something that you actually want. Because if you actually wanted Call of Duty, well then, my friend, you would have already bought it.
I'm frugal. You know, I'm a 4-for-4 guy, dollar menu guy. I don't really do the steakhouse type thing.
I find the rampant celebration and the
Maliciousness
from the gaming public about this to be pretty telling. Telling people to cry more or hold the L because they think the deal,
I might think the deal's a bad idea.
telling us to cry more and hold the L, it's just bizarre.
But it's fun!
Or another thing the public is continually told, well, this is great for consumers, okay? Then what exactly is the L here? What exactly did you win?
Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy.
I can't help but think that this is a loss for everyone and you got duped. You got tricked into thinking that that's the real victory that matters.
You shouldn't tell people that stuff. It makes you sound like a loser.
So, let me just start by saying this. This deal is absolutely
Disgusting.
This is the end of gaming as we know it.
Bruh, I genuinely do not care about this deal.
Okay.
Now, there's always these
PC peasants.
because that's what they are, who want to talk about, well, that's not right, that I don't get to play this game on that console, but that person get to play that game on that console. Why can't we all be...
It's been interesting to watch this dumpster fire rage. I guess we're going to find out if it actually gets closed, but at this point, if you asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said that 20% chance this deal gets finished. Now, 99%, this deal is done.
Jesus, do you ever shut the fuck up?
It's pretty bonkers that this actually is done. What do you guys think, though? Is this a positive thing? Is this a negative thing? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below.
You don't understand. Why is you doing this, bro? I been this shit all day, bro. And you play you no matter what, bro. I don't... Bro, please, bro. Why are you do...
PlayStation.
Ponies woke up in the morning and the FTC lost. Ponies woke up in the morning and
You like that? Yeah, that's one I call FTC Blues. You'll have to forgive me for my absence. Look, I apologize, okay? Daddy Fritz been far too busy hanging out with fine-ass bitches and doing the best drugs. Plus, yesterday was Free Slurpee Day, so I didn't have the time to put together a banger of assault video and give it to you right away. This isn't oh no, it's Alex, I can't afford to half-ass it. It costs me money, time, and effort to get you things like that Dreamcast guy animation. Not to mention, we're not even close to this being over. I know you read the title of the video, and it still rings true. Xbox won against the FTC, and they were denied their injunction. For now, because as I speak, they filed an appeal, and nobody here has a single clue how that's going to go for them. But as we speak so far, it's Microsoft 1, FTC 0, which really shouldn't surprise anyone because the FTC does not have an impressive record. The only thing impressive about the FTC is how they continue to receive funding. They may get our tax dollars, but they don't have Microsoft lawyer money, and God knows Linicon could certainly use some of that right now, because that bitch is set to testify against a jury on her questionable leadership over the committee. Now, I know what you're thinking. Naturally, you want to blame the woman. But are you forgetting the judge that put Khan in her place was also a woman? The difference here is Khan is pretty young and this judge has experience. It didn't take her long to basically notice what everyone else did. The FTC was looking out for Sony and not the consumers. In a ruling submitted today, Judge Corley said the following. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision has been described as the largest in tech history. It deserves scrutiny. That scrutiny has paid off. Microsoft has committed in writing, in public, and in court to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years on parity with Xbox, and made an agreement with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Switch. And it entered several agreements to, for the first time, bring Activision's content to several cloud gaming services. This court's responsibility in this case is narrow. It is to decide if, notwithstanding these current circumstances, the merger should be halted, perhaps even terminated, pending resolution of the FTC administrative action. For the reasons explained, the court finds the FTC has not shown a likelihood it will prevail on its claim this particular vertical merger in the specific industry may substantially lessen competition. To the contrary, the record evidence points to more consumer access to Call of Duty and other Activision content. The motion for a preliminary injunction is therefore denied. Wow! Now hold on, my hooved brethren, before you jump off that building. Chill out, it's not the end just yet. On top of that, you haven't given me a chance to go get my camera to capture it. Now, while the FTC lost round 1, there's still a chance that that appeal they filed could go through. So for all we know, they could still kick out at 2.5, even though you put them through a flaming table with barbed wire on it. But there are also other things to keep in mind. Because immediately after losing round 1 to Xbox, the CMA took notes and said, yeah, we don't want to look as stupid as the FTC did, so we're gonna go ahead and negotiate with Microsoft now.
I love Federal Trade Commission. My heart is his forever. Where we going?
The FTC taking an L has gotten the CMA to wake the fuck up, which basically proves what a lot of people who work in the legal field have been saying. Beat the FTC and you can sway the UK regulators. And we're seeing that happen right before our eyes. Well, I mean, at least I am. You guys are clearly high off the pony saw. As you should be, because what is it that the PlayStation fanboys were arguing for over a year? It's not gonna get past the FTC. Once it gets shut down here, it's over for Microsoft. And it seems at each turn they've been continuously wrong, especially if you're Dreamcock guy. The truth is, if you're making videos on this pretending to know what's gonna happen, you're gonna have a bad time. Or in the case of some Sony ponies, you're gonna end up deleting your Twitter altogether because of how wrong you were. Yes, that actually happened. The ponies just couldn't help themselves. And I mean hours before the final decision was made, they were tweeting out with full confidence, including our favorite obese PlayStation fanboy, Saltiest Gaming.
Hashtag blocked, hashtag Microsoft, hashtag FTC, hashtag ABK.
I'm gonna make this pony disappear.
It's gone. Now, if he could have just made his fat disappear while he was at it. Let's cross our fingers and hopefully his YouTube channel is the next thing he gets rid of. With as many bad takes as Saltiest Gaming has, a complete leave of absence off the internet would be best. But he's not the only one. MBG is also in line to delete his Twitter account over people basically constantly taking his bad takes and putting them in videos. Well, if that's the case, MBG, let's give you the best send-off possible by reading such horrendous tweets.
Microsoft wins, not by producing great industry-defining games from their own studios, but by buying the publishers who have already done so.
Well, first off, win is a strong word. This is just the beginning, so there's nothing to win yet. These are the words of a grown-ass man who has taken the ABK merger far too personal. If only he would start taking his family as serious as he takes the console wars. Not to mention, this tweet is a direct contradiction. What do you mean by not producing great industry-defining games from their own studios? If they purchased a studio, and that studio makes a genre-defining game, then they did indeed produce great industry-defining games. At every turn, the ponies are always looking to discredit Microsoft. But MBG really wants to sit there and give Sony credit for Final Fantasy, Bloodborne, Destiny. This man legitimately thinks Sony's behind the scenes, putting all of these games together. No, that's not what's happening. When Sony and Microsoft produce anything, all they're really doing is throwing money. You're not pointing out a distinct difference between the two. The only difference is in your head. One is PlayStation, the other is Xbox. I must be against one, and I must cheerlead the other. You know, with tweets this stupid, devoid of any sort of rational thought, I'm actually pretty glad you're deleting your Twitter. It's for the best. Now, if only the ponies who are wishing death on the judge could have their Twitter accounts deleted, that would be nice. Because seeing as how they can't 360 no-scoper in real life, they've resorted to conspiracy theories to try and dismiss the entire case. And why is that? Well, that's because
Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley has ruled in favor of her son's employer as expected.
Yup, that's right. Because the judge has a son who works for Microsoft, the PlayStation fanboys are now pointing to corruption, claiming the entire court case was compromised because of this. Yet, are you all forgetting that the FTC personally requested her as the judge? That's right, the Federal Trade Commission requested that Jacqueline be the judge in this court case. And not only that, but her son does not actually work in a higher up position in the company. He doesn't even work in the gaming division. And what's more, what would be at stake for her son if this merger didn't go through? What, Phil Spencer was gonna fire him? It doesn't even work for Phil Spencer. Again, ponies put absolutely no thought into any of their tweets. Now, if we could just get the Red Dragon to quit Twitter too, that would be great. Microsoft could pay to cure his cancer, and he would still find a way to turn it against them.
Me showing up to Gaz on Daily, the sauce live from London the moment the judge denies the ABK deal. Hashtag Xbox. Hashtag stop the deal. Hashtag kill the deal.
I really wanna say the N-word.
Jesus Christ, not even Andrew Tate carries this much confidence. They were so sure of themselves. And when it comes to the ABK deal, no one was more invested than J-Dub. It's all this man was tweeting about for a year. And now here we are, J-Dub. Are you still gonna show up on Gaz Daily's show? Are you? Are you gonna walk into that stream with the swagger of a black teen? Gaz, I know you're watching this. Please bring that man on stream and then sneak me in. Don't tell him I'm gonna be on. Surprise him. I have so many questions to ask this guy. Like, for instance, where does he get that kind of confidence looking the way he does?
End of an era. Thank you for the memories at Call of Duty. What a phenomenal run.
Emotional damage.
Just imagine dropping an entire franchise because of who owns it. Dropping your 20-year-long run with Call of Duty, all because Microsoft now owns Activision. And they have the audacity to call themselves gamers. I don't think it's possible to get more tribalistic than this. But then again, PlayStation fanboys are always breaking new grounds here. You ever wonder how many are just straight up going to give up on gaming once they find out who PlayStation pays for their cloud service? Do you think they know that their games are made on Windows PCs? I wonder. My God, these guys avoid Microsoft brand products like Hunter Biden avoids rehab.
As expected, Unless FTC appeals, Microsoft will own Activision Blizzard. Now we get to see how right I am about what happens when too much of the industry is owned by too few. Hint, it won't be good for gamers or the industry.
You know what? That's Sony's issue, not my problem.
It's just been straight up a rough week for Grumps. This man takes any ratio he's received from an Xbot real personal, to the point he's been accusing everybody of being a paid shill for Microsoft now. And seeing as how you were basically 100% wrong about that theory, I'm gonna go ahead and assume you'll probably be wrong about this one too. I will say though, you're an excellent actor. You're very good at pretending like you actually care about any of this, when in a year from now you're gonna act like it never happened, which explains why you're going back and deleting a lot of tweets focusing on the Activision purchase.
Someone explain to me like I'm 5 how the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard is a deal that benefits gamers and allows more competition. How does fewer and fewer companies owning more and more do this? What is the benefit to the gamer?
Wait, hold on, Jesse Cox? The Jesse Cox said that? Well, I don't know, Jesse. I won't explain it to you like you're 5. I'll do it like you're 3. Here, let me use pictures. No, that's you doing soy face. My bad. Hold on. Here we go. You see how there's more people in this picture now? Yeah, more people. More people get to play Call of Duty now. Yeah, I don't think he gets it.
The amount of weird replies saying I'm coping hard. What on earth did you read? Y'all acting super defensive over $1 billion corporation.
You know, it's funny, whenever I read shit like this, my initial reaction is, what's your problem with more people being able to play a game for less money? But on top of that, why are you commenting on something you've hardly been following or paying attention to? Because if he was actually paying attention to all of this, he would know that this would now allow more Activision games to exist on services they weren't on before, increasing the amount of people who didn't have access to these games before, because let's face it, $70 is way too much to pay for any Activision product. It's really quite simple. Microsoft is pushing COD into more markets now than ever before. Prior, you couldn't play COD on Nintendo. Well, that will change, including for when they drop a new, more powerful console. If you're a PlayStation main, nothing changes for you. Still have access to COD.
This is like when someone explains Soviet-era communism in his theory versus how it was actually in practice. Sure, COD is everywhere, but Nintendo isn't built for it in any sort of hardware way, and Xbox will get every advantage over Sony in Game Pass and pre-order bonuses.
You know what? That's Sony's issue, not my problem.
What? Why are we talking about communism? How did we get here? And don't you just love it? How it all has to end on a defense for poor defenseless Sony. The majority of these big-ass YouTubers all have a PlayStation bias. Are you forgetting that PlayStation had the pre-order bonuses on Call of Duty? I didn't see you have an issue with that before. Why is it an issue that now Microsoft has the advantage with COD? What's the problem there exactly? And why should any of us be worried for Sony, who's #1 in the industry? They're not showing any signs of being crippled whatsoever. Is Xbox not allowed to have a single advantage? What do these guys want? You're sitting there wondering why people are saying you're coping. Well, when you're making comparisons of Microsoft purchasing Activision to communism, expect the worst replies imaginable, because that's stupid. Again, far too many people chiming in on the conversation who were never a part of it to begin with. And the worst part is they always end it with a defense for Sony. Why is that? What is it about this merger that has caused so many people to have so many atrocious takes? This is, honest to God, one of the most retarded things I've read this year. Unbelievably stupid. Well, then again, he does have 1 million subs and I don't. So maybe I'm the one who's wrong. Maybe having the most emotional, unintelligent takes on the internet is what you have to do to blow up. In which case, I'll be small forever. But please, help me get to 69k subs. Yeah? I feel I deserve it after everything I just went through right now. Oh, you guys are on the floor passed out. That was a lot of salt. So I think it's best if we end it there, and we'll wait another day for your tolerance to shoot down. Cause, believe it or not, I'm not even close to being done. But I'd rather milk like 3 videos instead of giving you a 40+ minute long video. But I see that look in your eyes. You're hooked. You got a little taste of the salt, and now you want more. Well, if that's the case, then you should consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing if you so choose to. Oh, wait, you can't. You're passed out. Well, roll over on your side, don't choke on your vomit, and I'll see you in the next one.
Free Congo sucks ass.